Hi there, Malcolm here with my 112th Booktube video, and today I'll be bringing you my review for the book of the month, Artemis. This is a library book, so it's gone back to the library, and so you have to put up with a floating picture. Last year I'd read The Martian by Andy Weir, really enjoyed it. I could see what the fuss was all about. I was curious about his other book. Now I had heard it wasn't as well received as The Martian, but I wanted to give it a go anyway. I went into this one not knowing anything about it. Essentially the story is based in Artemis, an installation on the moon. The moon has started to be colonised, aluminium is being mined, and people are living there. And the story centres around Jazz. She's a courier and a smuggler. She's scraping a living, just about getting by, when she takes on a high-paying job involving a little bit of sabotage. Of course, things aren't what they seem, everything goes wrong, and now we have our story. Now, despite the character of Jazz being completely unrelatable to me, I did enjoy seeing the moon through her eyes, though I was very conscious of the fact that I was reading a book written by a white guy about a Muslim girl. With the current climate really going for the own voices, I was very much aware of this. Now, I think he did a really good job, and in the acknowledgements at the back, Andy Weir did acknowledge a whole bunch of female helpers, some of which were Muslim. So there was a lot of fact checking going on while he was writing this. So at least he did his research. But with the exception of the use of a particular disguise in one instance, I felt the fact that she had to be a female Muslim kind of irrelevant for most of the plot. But having said that, I did like the balance between science and technology in physically living on the moon under domes, matched against people's belief systems. So I did like the fact that although man had started to reach the stars, or at least our nearest moon, we were still taking our gods with us. Whereas with a lot of these science fiction stories, the characters either have a brand new religion or religion is a thing of the past entirely. I also liked how the different industries on the moon were centred around different ethnicities, in that whoever cornered a particular market first would bring their family to the moon, who would bring their friends and relations, and before you know it, you have an entire group of one ethnicity in charge of one type of craft on the moon. An idea I have seen in other books, but it's nice seeing it again here. The story itself took a little time getting going. Certainly if you were to compare it to The Martian, which I would recommend you don't do because they're two very different books. The Martian opens with the first line basically saying how much trouble we're in. Yeah, he's been abandoned on Mars on the first line, so you know it starts intense. Whereas this one, it's very much following Jazz as she goes through a couple of little courier jobs, meets some of the characters. You know, there's some world building, but not really much happens. And then we have the sabotage job, which I like the way that played out. And then after that, when things start kicking off, it really picks up. And certainly the second half of the book flowed a lot better than the first half. So yes, The Martian is a much better book, but Artemis was pretty enjoyable too, and worth reading. Have you read Artemis or The Martian? I'd hear your thoughts down below, but please avoid spoilers. And have you ever wanted to read a book, not because of what it's about, but because it's by an author you've read before and you've enjoyed? So comments below, but as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you, and until next time, see you later.